You ever walk into a room knowing every single person in there has no clue who you really are? That was me, standing on the marble veranda of the Obsidian Pearl Resort, ocean breeze in my hair, pretending I was just another plus one in this little family circus when, really, I owned the place. And if you think that sounds like the start of some feel-good fairy tale, trust me, you don't know the half of it. See, I'm Talia Rose, 31, black, and apparently to my mother-in-law Estelle, I'm still just a bartender. Never mind that the spreadsheets on my mahogany desk back home chart an empire well luxury resorts, 8 Michelin-starred restaurants, the kind of fortune folks write magazine articles about. Estelle's world was pearls and property deeds, and she loved reminding me that, in her eyes, I'd never be a real Vaughn. Funny thing is, she'd booked her big annual family vacation at my resort paying thousands straight into my bank account, but too blinded by her own snobbery to realize it. Now, if Estelle was the queen bee, her daughter Lillian was the trusty attack dog designer bags, sharp tongue, always ready with a snicker about my little job. But the real plot twist came this year, when Estelle decided to invite Anna the golden girl of interior design, with her blonde hair, perfect tan, and the kind of predatory smile that says, "I'm here to steal your man." Anna didn't bother hiding her intentions toward my husband Marcus, either, which just made me want to roll my eyes. Yeah, that happened. Let me back up a sec. Marcus and I met 5 years ago at a hospitality conference, him oblivious to who I was, me already a rising star, but keeping my cards close. He was sweet, a bit awkward, kind of the anti-Estelle. He asked me about wine pairings, didn't care about pedigrees. When we fell in love, I asked him to keep my empire a secret from his family, just until I knew they could see me for me. Marcus was the only one who ever stood up for me when his family's barbs went too far. That's love, right? Except sometimes I could see the strain in his eyes, the toll it took, trying to bridge the two worlds. So there we were, sun setting, Estelle stepping out of her black Mercedes, pearls glinting, voice honeyed but sharp as a tack. "Talia, be a dear and help with the luggage. This is more your speed, isn't it?" Lillian followed, sunglasses like a crown, eyeing my sundress like I just crawled out of the lost and found. "Did you borrow that from the staff closet?" And of course, Anna arrived, last hugging Marcus just a bit too long, flicking those eyes at me, making it clear the week was a competition. Thing is, I'd survived plenty worse than a family of mean girls. I'd built my empire from a pile of rubble at 22, fought off sleazy investors, worked nights so long my own name started to sound like a stranger's. I learned a while back that some folks only see what they want to see. Estelle paraded around my resort barking orders, thinking she owned the place, and every year I'd let her just to see how far her arrogance would stretch. But this year, I could feel it. Something was different. My assistant, Maya, tipped me off. Estelle wasn't just content to belittle me. She wanted Anna to replace me. "She's perfect for Marcus," Estelle had whispered on the phone. "It's time he saw what he's missing." That stung, not gonna lie. But I come too far to fold now. So I packed the plainest dress I had, smiled for the cameras, and got ready for the circus. Dinner that night was a masterclass in backhanded compliments and barely veiled jabs. Estelle sat at the head of the table, steering every conversation. "Anna, tell Marcus about your project in Milan," she'd say, nudging her closer. Lillian chimed in about bar napkins. Anna fawned over Marcus, and all the while I just smiled, watched, waited. You know what I mean? Sometimes silence is your best weapon. But then the plot thickened literally. Maya texted me, "Urgent. Check the kitchen cam." I slipped away, pulled up the security feed, and there they were, Estelle and Lillian pouring something into my salad, giggling about how I'd be running to the bathroom all night so Anna can work her magic on Marcus. That was their plan? Spike my food and throw me to the wolves? Yeah, I was mad, but mostly I was done playing defense. I quietly activated Protocol 9. Collect evidence, prep security, get the lawyers ready. All while Estelle strutted around, thinking she was untouchable. Meanwhile, Anna tried to push me into the pool during a photoreal subtle, right? But Marcus, bless him, was faster, pull me back just as Anna stumbled, nearly tumbling in herself. The crowd gasped, and Anna's mask slipped for just a second, rage flashing in her eyes. But the grand finale? That came on the third night, at the biggest dinner of the week, fairy lights twinkling overhead. As dessert lagged, Estelle couldn't resist one last dig. "Talia, dear, check on the kitchen, won't you? I'm sure you know your way around." The table went silent. Lillian snickered. Marcus slammed his fork down enough, he said, and for the first time the whole room seemed to realize the ice was getting thin. I stood up, walked to the podium, my own podium, and let all out. "Good evening. I'm Talia Rose, owner and CEO of this entire resort chain. Some guests here have violated policy, including attempted poisoning and harassment." Maya queued up the footage. Estelle, Lillian, the vial, the salad. Anna's pool stunt. Silence, then outrage, then whispers rising like a wave. Estelle turned white. Lillian started crying. Anna tried to argue. "You can't do this. My mother's company," but I just smiled. "Your mother's company belongs to me as of this morning. You'll be moving to Jakarta or you're out." "Estelle, you're firm?" "I bought it, Dawn. Your reign is over." Security led them out, Estelle shouting, "This isn't over." And I just said, "It is for you." The applause was thunderous. Marcus crossed the room to me, tears in his eyes, saying he should have protected me sooner. But I told him he'd done enough, chosen me, stood up, and that's all I ever needed. In the fallout, Estelle's empire crumbled, Lillian faded into obscurity, and his career hit a wall. The video of their downfall went viral, dubbed the Obsidian Pearl scandal, while I kept my head down, focused on building something better. Marcus and I started a nonprofit for kids who needed a leg up, because if my story means anything, it's that dignity matters more than pedigree. Now, 2 years later, I still walk the halls of my resorts, not hiding anymore. I keep the plate from that infamous dinner in my office, not as a trophy, but as a reminder of how far I've come. Sometimes I see Estelle's car at the gates, her pride and pearls traded for regret, and I almost feel sorry for her, but not enough to let her back in. So, tell me, would you have done if you were in my shoes? When is it right to forgive, and when do you draw the line? Drop your thoughts below. Let's talk about power, justice, and who really gets to write the story.